Hello, everyone, and welcome to Moonride. This is Dave Johnson. I'm channeling the man in the moon today. First of all, I want to let you know about Monday's Love Wave. Somehow I got credit for creating this. I take no credit whatsoever. That credit goes to Marcy of Spirit Made Me Do It. Again, thank you for giving me the credit for creating the name, at least. I have nothing to do with it, really. It's starting at 4 o'clock, and that is Eastern time, 4 p.m. with John of New. And if you haven't checked him out, he is really awesome. I'm looking forward to working with him. I'll be on for an hour after John of New, and then there will be Sheila for an hour, and then Kim of Intuitive View for an hour. Really three wonderful people I'm glad to work with. And thank you, Marcy, for setting it up. The love wave is just that. It's just about a wave of love. It's not really going to be political. It really is just trying to help everybody raise the vibration so we can bring about more happiness and peace in our time. Today's video is a political video, and I'll be looking at two topics. One is, first of all, the judge. And I think it's Engoran. Please forgive me if I mispronounce his name. I know that Trump is really baiting him to try to see if Erdogan will put him in jail because Trump has done certain things that are not legal. And the other question is, of course, Mike Johnson. Again, no relation as far as I know. He is the new guy in the House of Reps. And we really want to see how he's going to do moving forward. I know that he just kind of put a stopgap measure through for the American economy. Let's take a look then at starting with Donald and, again, Erdogan. I get him confused with the Turkish president. Looks like Donald Trump. I am sorry. All right, let's take a look. It's really interesting. The judge just gives a next level. It just shows me how much more intelligent and sophisticated he is than Team Trump. There's just sort of like a golden light that is surrounding him, and it's like a circle, and it feels like wisdom, just like a smarter person. So you can know that he really is just going to wipe the floor with these guys. They keep trying to poke at him to try to get him to do something wrong. Well, this guy's a thoughtful guy. He doesn't react emotionally like a kid. He's thinking about what the whole totality. Now, keep in mind, if you and I did this, we'd be in jail so fast. It would make your head spin. You can't, put the judge in harm's way or his clerk in harm's way. What the Alina Habba did, Trump's lawyer, is not only submit paperwork to ask for a mistrial, which is crazy. You're asking a judge to mistrial his own work before he's even completed. It has a picture of his assistant in it. So now a photograph of this woman is being made public. It's dangerous for her. And the judge has to sit there and, weigh, how do I deal with this, essentially mafia tactic of, putting people in violent danger. It's incredible. And he is pretty much looking at the reality of the situation, wondering what he should do. And the judge is going after the lawyer. The lawyer is the one who submitted that paperwork with that picture. The lawyer is the one who's been told several times and knows better and has passed the bar exam and has taken an oath to protect the law. So she has broken the law more than Donald Trump. And I think that is where he is going to really come down hard. And the judge is telling her to sit down and shut up. And he says, look, this is the law. You don't get to break the law. And he is calmly sort of taking her apart. And he says, you either sit down and keep quiet, or I'm going to put you in jail right now. And she sits down like a, naughty schoolgirl who got caught. $100,000. This seems like a fine, but it seems like, first of all, he's going after her and saying, I'm going to have them review your bar license. He's quite outraged at her behaviors. She kind of leaves the courtroom and she doesn't quite know what to do because ordinarily she'd give a speech in front of all the news people, and she doesn't know if she can, because she's like, yeah, I do kind of need my law license. So she turns around, she doesn't do it. So Trump wants her to do it, but she's now getting the point where she's like, look, I'm risking too much here. And Trump is pissed off that she won't just do what he wants. And that is another problem. It's just that she's being insulted and attacked from both sides. And now she's getting a little bit worried. She's realizing she really could lose her license. She could go to jail for that. There will be a hearing against her. She will get in some serious trouble. So she's taken note. But then there's Donald. And all the judges, at least, is angry at him. He's a bit more measured. And he's saying, look, you understand that I'm gonna, put a fine on you for 100 grand. I think that's what he's gonna do. And you do this again, you'll go to jail, period. And he's looking at Donald and he's saying, do you understand? And he's demanding an answer. And then he's kind of just explaining the law and why it exists. And then this is a very reasonable way for the judge to behave. And Trump there's a kind of a Trump outburst, like, we're not allowed, blah, 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 blah. And he's like, I'm the judge. Sit down and be quiet, or I'm going to put you in jail now. And Trump it's like a pouty child. It's just like, somebody should have taught him this in third grade. You don't get to argue with your teacher. And he knows that. He knows what happens when you argue with the teacher. He's been sent to the principal's office before. So he is. Now he realizes that there are limits. Someone's saying no to him. So is he going to do it? Is he going to keep quiet about this? He's going to work, Trump is going to work the edges. He's going to, again, just see in others, how far can he go? What can he say? He could say everybody's corrupt, but he can't say the judge is corrupt. So what can he do? How can he kind of get around it? Like he'll just imply the judge is corrupt without actually saying those words. He's going to keep pushing the edges to try to see how far he will go. But is he going to go to jail? So there's a jail cell, and there's Trump, standing outside the jail cell, and the door closes. He's not inside of it. He closes the jail cell and kind of looks sheepish and says, well, no, I'm not going to go that far. So it looks like the threat worked to some degree, the threat of jail. So now I'm seeing the judge smiling, sort of a soft little smile that recommends to us that he's not the loser in this interaction. He didn't go for the bait of overreacting. So let's take a look now at Johnson. Now, I don't know at this point whether it passed the Senate or not. I know that there was a resolution, and it's just a sort of temporary fund of the government. I think it's totally inadequate. And the fact that it doesn't address, our situation politically as it relates to other countries, I think is terrible, but it's something. And I really want to see what is going to happen to Johnson. He's like that goofy kid who always, listens to the teacher and follows the rules and thinks that everybody will like him if he just does what the teacher says. It's sort of like, if I just follow the recommendations of my, religious leader, and I just follow all of his rules and accept that everything that they say is true, everybody will see what a good little boy I am. And here in the background are these brutal Republicans who are like, are you kidding? What planet are you living on? That you think that's the way politics work, that you being good is, or your version of it is right. They're ready to beat him up and steal his lunch money. And they're just waiting for him to be alone where nobody can see him. They're seething their anger, sharpening their knives. MTG has got a knife in her teeth for him. So one thing I think is important is just to see how the Republicans are going after each other. On every level, you're starting to see them file charges against each other. And it's just so typical of corrupt people. They will work together corruptly as long as as long as it's benefiting them. But the minute that working together seems not to be moving them forward, they'll go after each other. They don't have any friends or even people whose political views they respect. It's just power. And I don't believe in anything that this guy stands for. I think he's completely deluded in his understanding of any religion. But he does believe it, and he is naive in that sense, where he really thinks that others actually believe what he believes. Doesn't realize that they're just cynical. And he will go down. He'll be another victim of the far right. It's almost like he's a sort of example of what happens when you defy the right. So what can we know more about him? He's just kind of put out to pasture at some point. I don't even think that he will win his next election, that they will make so much hay out of this that he'll be faced in Louisiana with not being supportive enough of Donald Trump, that and being disloyal, that it will just split his party and split his election. So I'm just going to see if he's even getting nominated. Yeah, I don't even believe he will be nominated by the Republican Party after this. 6 months, I think that's all he'll even last. And it'll get worse and worse and worse, not just for him, but for the party. Yeah. He's pointing to his watch. He's like, my time is not long on this body. Thanks so much for watching.